This is Cronkite News.
Welcome to this Cronkite News Update. I'm Sydney Schofield. Here's a look at the top stories we're tracking today at noon. GOP frontrunner Donald Trump's attempts at damage control are not working, and now he's facing plenty of backlash from his own party after making controversial comments regarding abortion and women in the United States. Both Governor John Kasich and Senator Ted Cruz took advantage of the opportunity to take aim at Trump, with Kasich holding an impromptu news conference in New York today and Cruz making an appearance on ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live last night.
It appears as though when he does these events and people press him, he becomes unmoored and then has to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to correct all the mistakes that he made. And I have to tell you that as a commander-in-chief and leader of the free world, you don't get do-overs. You need to be able to get it right the first time.
Donald is a unique individual. I will say I was watching the early part of the show, and if I were in my car and getting ready to reverse and saw Donald in the backup camera, I'm not confident which pedal I'd push.
This all comes before Wisconsin's primary on April 5th. Starting this Friday, Arizona residents can begin converting their current driver's licenses to a new voluntary travel ID that complies with federal ID laws for accessing airports and restricted federal buildings. The voluntary travel ID, which will have a gold star in the upper right-hand corner, will cost $25 and will be good for up to 8 years. But there's no rush to get these IDs, as the U.S. Department of Homeland Security now considers current Arizona driver's licenses valid for air travel through October of 2020. And yesterday afternoon, the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors voted to certify the results of last week's troubled presidential preference election. The board's canvassing vote is usually a formality, but this followed an election many consider to be compromised by long lines at polling places. Supervisor Steve Gallardo voted no, making the vote 4-1. In a statement, he said, quote, "The failed execution of the presidential primary election was not only a national embarrassment for Arizona, but also a failure to protect one of the most fundamental and important rights of all. The scope of the breakdown was sweeping, and so many serious unanswered questions remain that I cannot in good conscience certify these results as true and accurate." After yesterday's certification, an attorney for Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders said he's considering a challenge to that vote. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight at 5 on Arizona PBS. Hear how Arizona is experiencing the worst spike of the flu in the state's recent memory. And we take an inside look at a special program that helps kids who are less fortunate get a meal. That's it for this Cronkite News Update. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.